Still feels pretty solid. It's coming away a bit. There's bad fasteners here. So some of the caulking is coming out. We got to pull that out anyway. But what concerns me from walking up here is the separation here, and there's just a nail, not even bolts, on this front of the keel. There's a bit of scum here, but it's actually pretty solid. Some separation here, but I don't think it's that bad. Maybe just put some filler. Same with here. It all feels pretty good. It just needs caulking. I did this a while ago, and it's not too bad. The epoxy has probably weakened a bit. Some epoxy on the end of the shaft, unfortunately. I want to clean that off. Looking not too bad. This is what I'm concerned about caulking about. There's some we need to glue in, not a spline per se, but a strip of wood like Lou shows on tips from a shipwright, who's now on Bristol Shipwrights, but its channel is worth checking out, both of them. Up here we got some rotted planks from about here through to here, so maybe 30 centimeters. And same on the tow rail up top. Other than that, until I take a closer look, the planks feel alright, so it should be salvageable. Again, 4 foot separated. But it's just dead wood. It should be easy enough to fix. And there's quite a bit of flex on this, which concerns me, on the strength of the bowsprit. It might need to be replaced, but I consider doing that, and the mast might be beyond repair, but again, not unfixable. So today I had to take a look. Looks like some separation there on the tow rail. Again, easily fixable. I'd probably remove that for repairs anyway. You can see most of the bungs, I just popped a few out, are Bondo. It's got cotton and the name escapes me, hemp. I'm gonna pull the caulk in anyway, but what concerns me, I suppose, is the space. It looks like it's been double caulked, and I think I'm definitely gonna have to fill these strips. So figure out what wood this may be, or at least get something softer. You can see the frame through the gap there. So probably look at cedar, Western red cedar. It's inexpensive, it's soft, so it will crush. And fill these holes. I guess that's it for the outside of the hull. It certainly seems salvageable still. But we'll have a better idea once we remove the paint and the caulking. The plank ends seem fine at the stern. Mostly fine. There's a lot of caulking here. That's what I'm talking about, just Bondo. Okay, let's get on board. Pretty much as I left her. too bad. Deck up here, sluicing this fiberglass. This is here to hold this in place, and this hasn't fared well. In 2 years exposed, it's about to fall apart, but that's okay. A lot of problems on the roof. It needs to be roof fiberglassed. Feels pretty solid. The drain box is the same thing. Paint's coming off, which is fine. So I need to come back with some oil and clean this up. So yeah, feels good. The cockpit is a horrible mess. May need to be replaced. I already see the rotted piece at the back of the cockpit that I've tore off already. And it looks like some sort of possum who was living on top of the boat. And here as well on the side deck. Okay, the cockpit seats, which don't open, but will in my plan, are lifting. Not sure if they're teak or not. They're probably not. I'm sure there's water in the fuel. There's the filler cap. There's the cockpit itself. Pretty rough. Just needs to be cleaned out though, but it'll be rough like this. And let's take a look inside. A lot of spider webs and cobwebs. So let's get rid of some of these spiders. And the interior doesn't look too much worse for wear from how I left it. I'll get some crap out of the way and get inside. We'll take a quick look. And then we'll start emptying the boat for today. I just noticed pulling the tarp out, which is massive, and here, that this piece has come loose. So we'll remove it and save that for later. But this gives us an indication of how the deck's built. Looks like thin fiberglass, plywood, the beech ceiling tongue and groove. Yeah, it's just been screwed in. And there is the stern light that I think needs to be moved. Okay, going into the boat. It's never easy with no sole and no companionway. Stairs. So excuse the bad camera work. Okay, we're in. The spider hasn't killed me yet. What do we got? We got some trim moving. And a lot of wires and bars to get rid of. Got a mess in the engine room, but no engine. Fuel tank's back there. And an exhaust pipe. Anyway. Doesn't really look much worse for wear inside. Again, sorry about the camera work. I do have some fittings and an anchor. I guess really what I need to do is start emptying the boat, and I'll just go forward, give you guys a quick view. Storage on the sides, storage lockers, lots of cobwebs, a table that I'm going to rebuild. Under this side was a water tank, so it's not clean but empty. This side, just storage that needs to be emptied. The toilet was there. Sail locker up front. I guess I'll worry about the interior when I figure out if this boat's worth salvaging. I think you can see the light coming through up front, the large spaces, so definitely needs some sort of spline. not splines the way people think about splining a plank, but some splines. And there's a lot of paint removal for me to see what's happening on the hull. So what do I want to do? I don't want to do anything right now, but I'm gonna have to start somewhere. And I just opened the icebox and I see that there is a massive ant infestation everywhere. So I do have the engine stuff, which I'll try to take out. We did have a 27 megahertz radio right there. I'm not sure if I took that home or if it's just missing. It's very old and exposed. Not sure if it'd work, and they're inexpensive anyway. But a reminder to myself to see if it exists. Okay, so I found some peanut butter. Definitely not going to eat that. This appears to be a block to plug a hole from a seacock. So that's definitely failed, and probably not the right way to do it. Also in here, some dodgy little sticks of wood that have been screwed in from the outside of the hull to keep the planks together. But other than that, I think I've cleaned up all the garbage other than emptying the chain locker. So what do we got? We got some bits of stays. We got some sail track for that mast that's dodgy out there. Got a lot of paint and corroding garbage in the bottom. Here's a pile of stuff that I'm going to sort through and keep. It's basically old tools, spare parts, some wooden balls and plates, and here's some garbage. And over here there's some other fittings. I'll take apart the engines and engine consoles and stereos and the gauges and pull the wires. I guess next I have to start taking out the furniture so I can get to, well, there's a chain in that forward locker that I can't get out. It's wedged in between the bilge chine, the bilge log, I guess, bilge shelf, I don't know, the lower of those two shelves. It's wedged in back there. It feels sturdy inside. The deck feels pretty sturdy. As you can see, it's thick tongue and groove beech. Inside could just be cosmetic. It's the planking and the hull, and then rigging. But if I get an engine, the rigging is the least of my problems right now. I do have new sails. All right, and sorry for the, I guess, the poor angles. It's a lot of fuel filters and components and exhaust back there with the shaft in the engine compartment that I'm going to get to once I disassemble the cockpit. Mostly because, at least on the surface, it's falling apart. And also, I think I want to have cockpit storage and then just block off back beside the engine room. Probably won't have a berth. Anyway, that's well down the road. But I don't think I'm going to have quarter berths. It's very tight in there. And no real need. But if we are going to talk about interior, if I turn around, thinking kitchen, fridge, kitchen, fridge here. So this will move. This will probably stay, but move back. This side might actually do a quarter berth, or might just do a seat and a nav station here. Then from here forward will probably be gone. Make the seating, have the bathroom or the head with just a toilet and a sink, maybe a handheld shower, move back so it would be in line with here, the mast on the far side, and then from the mast forward might do a 1.5 sort of double berth on an angle, which you can't see from this angle, but basically from this bulkhead forward with obviously a bit more of a cutout here, and the walkway more to the starboard. And yeah, so slightly different interior. If I didn't have to remove the interior, I might not even change it at this point because I'm not feeling very motivated today. But lots of this interior is salvageable to keep. It's really the hull that I need to worry about, although I'm going to start removing interior furniture to get to the hull from the inside as well as from the outside. Okay, so here, there's the anchor well. I'm not going to touch that today. It's rope and road. As you can see, holes in the hull from through hulls and other things. Dodgy plugs, which are no good. And some bilge pump hoses. There's the forward hatch. Which did have a derate on it, but I removed it. Put the old hatch back in place after plugging the hole. There's an anchor, which I'm sure will be fine. Here's the head, or where the head was. Homemade toilet paper roll. And there. Bilge pump. This was for an old tube TV. And there is a door. Which obviously the mast covers that hole, so we may use this door. We may not. Sorry for the back camera. There's a mast step, which I was going to replace, but I think it's okay. Especially if I keep the same mast, and if not, we can still use it. I've opened all the compartments. Left them open, still a lot of dirt. I have to come back with a shop vac. The pile of stuff I'm keeping. The garbage is outside. I'm gonna let the ants expose to the sun for a while. Come back with some ant killer. But basically, at this point, I'm doing a garbage run. And we'll see how much motivation I have left for the day. Okay, so here we are. It's a mess. Needs cleaning and the interior removed. Not feeling very motivated, but do some scraping, do some investigation. And there we are. Anyway, back at the boat. Let's get this project going. Just give you a quick look around at where I am. Some old Coast Guard rescue boats, a couple of them here in the yard. Trailer boat parking up there. A couple steel boats. Another rescue boat. There are a couple wood boats here and a couple in the old yard. Most of them are steel boats.